Docetism and Didycism Mayathaya Tamas Rajas Sattvas. Much of a muchness like your dada in the bood of ill song, go watch the Gulliver's troubles, walking his favourite turf in the smoking precincts of Lydias. Footnote. A vagrant deed is a flagrant weed. And Mary Owens and Dolly Monk's sea-sidling to Edge's Cropulence and Blake Roach, Kingston and Dockwell, always sending him from her furs, our Papa Copottle. Footnote. Grand for blowing off steam when you walk up in the morning. Abraham Bradley King, ting ting, ting ting, by his Mazine Fall, lumps, lavas and all. Footnote. At the foot of Bagnaburn, Ban Bazadeh was lost on one. Abraham Bradley King. Bene, but thunder and turf, it's not a lover yet. One calls Byzantium, the mystery repeats itself. To date is our callback mother, Gordiana, that was daughter to a tanner. Footnote. We're all found of our animal matter. Used to sing as I think now, and then continuously over her posset pot, in a queer homologous hum and bass, yesterday and yesterday forever. Footnote. Sewing up the Biley burst in their buckskin shorts for big Capitaine, Killycook, and the Dukes of Calini. Vanissas Vanistatums. The vegetable cell and its private properties. And for a night of thoughts and eras and a day, as great shapes sphere puns it, in effect I remumble from the Yules gone by, poor little Myrrha of my hand. So she used indeed, when she gave me the Thunderklaus. She hung up for Tate and combing, and snuffed out the ghost in the candle at his old game of haunt the sleeper. Faithful departed, when I'm dreaming back like that, I begins to see, where only all telescopes or the chameleon sounds, like when I droamed I was in Derry, and was wakened up with thumping thunder down, rest in peace. But to return. Footnote. Say where a timbrel fill of twinkle tinkle. What a wonderful memory you have too. Too wonderful, Maury. Stryar bene, I bring town, and curry nothing up my sleeve. Now springing quickenly from the woodland louche from looking, with Alam as his held a tatra turn a somersault, all's fair on all fours as my instructor instruct me. Watch and you'll have the whole inkle, allow, gyro tundo, hopla la as umpty herum as you seet. Oh dear me, that was very nessy, very nice indeed, and makes us identical pair of accomplices. The haves and the have-nots a distinction. You allus for the constant, for me something with a handle to it, bevy. Now as will be presently be felt, there's a two tricklesome points, where our twain of doubling bird circulars mating approximately in their sweet pride and pwy, to loop and to each the ochre. Looker here, I feel where you me, the double-viewed seeds, none lemmas quatch. Vide per voice axtium, and think I'm a squeeze in the lemon. Stick me punctum for me. Seminal rations that like along by our axes to make a capital P for pride down there on the bottom. Footnote. Parsi French from the upholsterer would be delighted. Where Hodderman heave, and Monster Bilker balked his board of parodies. Zwei Paltung as fundamentalisch of wider Herstellung. And let you go, mine you is, and make your modest walk pie, out of humbles up your end, where your apex, so Jesus will be point of order, with a geeing, groan, grunt, and a croak, click, cluck. Footnote. I'll pass out if the screw split his strut, and my faceage kink and kirkle, trying to make keek peep. Footnote. Thargum sen goeligum, if you think I can, swim forward, suck some collar. And you're right there, Michael, are you right? Do you think you can hold on by sitting tight? Well, of course, it's awful Angelus. Still, I don't feel it so dangerous. I am right here, Nickel, and I'll write, singing the top line, why it suits me Mickey for fine. But yags Hogwarts and Araquint non-science. It's the muddest thick that ever was heard dump since Egg Martha's got mothered in the plap of the fan. Now to complete anglers, beloved Byron, Theon, and Hush Token, Hish to catch, join Alpha P, and pull loose by Dotty's and, to be more spare metacarcal, Logo Ickle, LP, and Pale, by Trunkles along your line, while I in cloud, Especious, the neck done it like pa. Footnote. Has it attend? I pay in it little bondery and as plain as a poke stiff. Footnote. The impudence of that in girls' things. Now aqua in bucket, I'll make you to see figuratively the womb of your eternal geometer, and if you flung your headdress on her from under her high lows, you'd wheeze wise Salmonson, set his seal on a hexen gown. Footnote. The chap of Donna Speranza of the Nation. Destiny influence of design upon. Hiss. I go on, Finn, for fun. You've spat your shower like a son of Sibernia. But let's have it. Subtend to me now, Pisk, out of circumstances. Beung ik will be carefully if she pleats lift by her seamem, and jab out at the spitziest of her trickle-trick-cunt, like thousands done before since Philly's Caelperd, O'Cona, the maid's apron of her ALPA. ALP fearfully it's the nether nadir, is vertically wear, allow me all right, to two cute winkles, its naval napex will have to bend. B&B. Prometheus, or the promise of provision. You approach near me, for at it is dark, lob, and light your match jelly, and this is what you'll say. Footnote. Urgle egal ogle me vidum mai. Wah, touch sluice pla, and the redneck for Antwi to KFC, with pull the punker's bell, Megan thy, the living spit of dead waters. Footnote. It is Sanganon's dream. Fastness firm of hurdle boy fen, distinct and isoplural in its yaw sow to the double, 6 US parts fluent, fluvy, and fluteus, midden wedge of the streams your muddy's old triangulon, delta, fio, mio, plain for you now, Appia, Lipia, Pluva, Vil, hop the hula girls, the no-niggard spot of her safety vulve, first of the Usquilutrial 3 ingles, and why wouldn't she sit cross-legged, like the lass that lured a tailor, the constant affluxion, may haim Wetmar, pride of the province. Footnote. And all mankind. And when the tidal bore rushes up from the Atlantic, Aleph Quarrens, her bet unbeer, Footnote, twang poos the paddle and whis we woo, and barges and their roll, pa lickum la lickum, apple LPA. This is it and her, you see her it, which is it whom you see it is her. And if you could go and neg better, we'd soon see some raff and scrummler riffer, quickst herit fossy ending, queff, so post that to your paper's market, and you can haul up that languil pennant, mate. I've read your tongue's this message, for let it be taken that her littleness is of no magnitude, or again let it be granted that dull the laziest can be dissimulant with all respects from dull the fiercest. Thence must be any what you like in the power of them to be either greater than or less than the unitate we have in war, nor hence shall the victorious ready eyes of ever to circumflixvent circulars never film in the ellipsates of the jarabouts those figures which are eternally repredictive of themselves. Footnote. I enjoy as good as anyone. Ecclesiastical and celestial hierarchies, the ascending and descending, which is unpassable corollary, the logos of some womb, to that base anything, when most characteristically mantis minus comes to nullum in the nth. Or so. Footnote, neither a soul to be saved nor a body to be kicked. Here is now it badder than the sin of Iha with her cousin Lil. Verswadon covers wise, and all its consequents and contingencies, till perp stops, repipigame since the red tangles are all absecants for limiting this tendency of our frivolity sexugisma. Footnote. The boast of the town. The peripatetic periphery, its allothesis. To expense herself as sphere as possible, paradigmatic perimeter in all directions on the bend of the unbridled. The infinissimals of her facets become manier and manier as the calicolum of her undescribables. One has the thoughts of that eternal Rome shrinks from shirtiness to shirts. Footnote. Hence Ben's always sorry we misiled her. Scolium, there are twist sides to everything, but itch on the freed brings oich to the feared crued. Mother of us all, oh dear me, look at that now. I don't know, is it your picture on my mination? But I'm glad you mentioned it. My lord, if that ain't just the beatinest lay I ever see. And a superb position, quite a coincidence. Canine Venus sublimated to Orlidic Aphrodite. Okay, omnibus collidimus, as Oliver Cromwell said when he slept under his grandmother, kangaroo's feathers. Who in the name of thunder ever believe in you with that bolt? Put your holy mookston gaping at the wrong place. Pulse. Footnote, I call that a scumhead. As if you were seeing the geist that stays foremost. You blessed simple top-dome fool. Where's your blessed lieutenant's lamp? You must lamp wander it down. The bluishing reflection below her trunk's not in a brain box. Here where the bulgy lines. You see and hear the puncture? So we done it. Look, see her. Exclusivism, the oars, saws, and fours which. Good. Well, O.D., that's very lovely. We like simple speech, humble tones, into fellow Selvitunes or Haggans. Footnote, pure ching-chong idiotism, with any way words in all one soluble. G-O-O-T-I smells fish. That's you. When he rolls over his R's and shows the hiss of his heels, very lovely entirely, like a young sheep slang with the tiff-fanged sea, so analytical plausible, and be the powers of Moll Kelly neighbour top sewing, it will be a lozenge to me all my life. Footnote: the Doodles family, hoodle doodle fam. More better two fellow we been speak copperheads. Ever thought about Guinness and the regrettable Parson Rome's advice? Want to join the police? Footnote: picking on Nick again, Pikey Mikey. You know you were always one of the bright ones since the foot made you unmentionable fakes. You know your Divi's own smart gossin are equal to yourself and one-eggle to any glother. You are. So you are, Hoax, you know you'll be damned. So you will one of these infernal days, but you'll soon be Carroty. Footnote: early morning, Sir Dave Devon said, the first gentleman Europe's. Sick as a sock with some sediment in it for the sake of our darning wives. Premature and ultimate geniture. Whereupon get it, that when he stopped look time, he stopped look round, who he hurry he would have ever the lowest word, with a sweet me ear Marie to wit of the Jacobs. Footnote: bag block cheap, have you any will? And the shy pull for tooth's sake of his armed jaws at the slide page of De Vere Foster would end. Could candy kissing P. Kevin to fresh up the Rinnerung, and to ate by heart, Leo I read such a Spanish escribibus, all your microscopes, want to nibbleth ravonotus tornariously, is mum to me in bewonderment of his chippet cluther. Chuther for a while that other, by the help of his creative mind, offered to deliberate the mass of the booty of fight, our same with the hope of the bounty of food sought, to deliberate the mess of his corruptive mind, and his Muffatee's cuffers, unconsciously graphicking with his sinister cyclopes, after trigomies and spirals wobbles, pursuing their roving Hamilton cells and Godolphins in fair glove to see around the waist of Nolan's brown Jesus. Footnote: what a lubberly white elephant for the men in the streets. Throw him no quarters, till that on him pour in sweat, the juggler's veins quench his quill, in his napier scrag stood out, burst thright tam quam torch ropes. No sturm, no drang. Illustration. Spry him, call him a bloody laker. Where's the Dr. Brazen-ass? It was in his priest right. Oh, he must suffer from his misbelieving fess-maker to his non-credible fancy flame. And she had to seek upon the piece to solve a Suitor King suid. As for Boston, late for mass, pray for blah blah black sheep. Sure you could write any pip-pap passage. I bet as fine as that multi-lousy earwig yourself, Mick, knock the muddy knickers. Footnote: excuse there, Christian Brothers Irish. Christ Church of Ours, Belial. Dear, and he went on to scribble gentleman born. My laddie bred, so he would pen for her. He would pine for her. Footnote: when he tripped against the briary bush, he prefers her all over with curtsy flowers. Description of the active. How he would pat pun fun for all. Footnote. A nasty low disagreeable game. With his frolicky frowner so, and his glumsome grinner other so, and how are you waggy? Footnote. Dear old Erasmus, very glad you are going to Penmark. Right to the corner, Grunny Grant. My animal is so a fool, and Trieste a Trieste, ate I my liver, se non è vero, son trovatore, oh Jerry, he was so Harry at all, he was sad fellow Stifel, he was Mysterion, like a curate out of pensiony, with a government job all moon day, tears day, wails day, thumps day, fright day, shatter day, till the fear of the law. Look at this twitch as he was quist. Floored on the plank graft, or shit'em wood. Look at him. Sink deep, or touch not the Cartesian spring. Prescription of the passive. What more Asher's griper? How dismal he was lying low on the raw-side laying siege to Goblin Castle, and bezooks that, how high in his meal he was laying him long on his left side, lying sack to croak partridge. Be thou wars, Olaf's intensities growth, the Bhagavat Biscop leech, and opes tippo soon here, if you could me lentil, be Pascal's gondil, sahib, and a price of the plate of poultice, pumped, with best apologies and merry money thanks, to sell for all the clericals, and again begs guerdon for trespassing on your boniface. Ensouling female sustains agonizing overman. Well, Wagtail, how are you, you Yaggy, with a capital T for thirst, from here Bouvard to dear Boucochet Blot? When the answerer is a layman. Now peel your eyes, me gins, and brush your satin hat, me elementator Joycelyn, son of a butt, she's mine. Joe Low Jure. Footnote, I love to see the Macbeth jerseys, knacking spots off the plum duff's pants. Be skibberings eagles, sweet tart of Weeknight's archway, watch him having caught at the bifurcating calamum in his balls, silos. The one like under warp, he had every fun it without difficult heads. The Abol's quick signing. Sesama to the rescues, the key signature. Away in happy next complete. Exquisite game of inspiration, I always adored your hand. So could I too, and without the stroke of a pen. Oh, for all, key for crib, olca dolce, and a lung ad lib. Can you rate us the last line from Smith Jones Orbison? Entreatedly yin years, cheery lapham. And if Romaine, up, good oil. Lip year fens, you all and mow, Fuvinias of fault as from of snow, sweet fillings, and forget-us nots. Uns all, my sits, to fall there at bare feet, hoy as warm a rose, 2 dyes of one rafflement, ecking benny ache, out stamp and distribute him at the expanse of his society to be continued anon. All square and according to Cocker. 4 centres of the fire serpent, ein, heart, throned, navel, spleen, sacral, fontanella, intertemporal eye, conception of the compromise and finding of a formula. And ook funky, all the caricatures. Footnote. Khakis tubes yourself. In the dream, this is how San Holy Polypools and this Podonsky is the way Romeo pull up pal eeps. Footnote, he angel that I thought him, and he not able to spiel Heliotripes, Mr. Tellybelly difficult. Pose the penman way me does, way old Miss of Velas. Vela tooth first show me how, fourth power to her ill pogue, bull strokes for your life, tip, this is steel, this is bark, this is starn, this is shripped, this is wild, this is shore, this is Dublin Bayets. Footnote, when the dander rattles, how the peacocks prance. This is brave Danny, his back for the poppers. This is cool Connolly wiping his hearth with brave Danny. And this is regard, how Charlie sees skewered para Panelli goes between brave Danny Boy and the Connolly, up in the Shadam, top spoketh hath, Laird Magori Jurga Brag, proof. Footnote, the Browns of Castle Hacknolan. And Kev was wreathed with his pother, troth blowers, fig and thistle, plot of pig and whistle. But that Jacob be feeling again for forbidden fruit in my gorgeous Kevy, too. He just loves his pubidums, I judge, after all his autocratic writings of parables of famila cubs, and meddled spuddling sims, the fouts hoft chulcachaw, and 8 quit citron, wouldn't one able rip of the tripoforator all right blast through his pergamon hit him where he lived, and do for his blessed. Self-churls, ideal present alone produces real future. What I think smarter like it done for many other unpious of the airy dairy quark wandry first things, till at length you one bloody bragger. By mercy stroke he measured his earth anyway, could not but reckon in his adders badders cadder away our frank son who be to be plain. He fight him all the time, 2 fella long, a kill dead finish, bloody face belong you, was Miss O'Kane. Wince ones, rip. Footnote, and bye-bye bing bangs, boys, see you Nutcracker Sunday. And his counting hands rose for Melisa love. That's how simple, with Ebenezer in pics. Slutning's bane. Footnote, chin chin, childerman, chop chop chop. Service superseding self. Oikra, risk, mercy, buck up and mind who you're pucking, Flebby. Thanks ever so much, point carried. I can't say if it's the weight you strike me to the quick or that mass I was looking for. But at the present momentum, potential as I am, I'm seeing raying, boys, rings round me. Honest to you, and may you be commended for our exhibitiveness. I'd love to take you for a bugaboo ride and play fun for all if you'd only sit and be the ballasted bottle in the porker barrel. You will deserve a roly-poly as long as from here till tomorrow, and to hell with them drift bombs and bottom trailers. If my mailie was bag enough, I'd send you a Toxis by Saxon Grammaticus. You done that lovely for me, didn't you now, Dubelina? Tiny mite, she studied it, vast with her listenings in coiffure, a dream of Endland's day last, and the glory fires of being presented, made to majesty. Footnote, wipe your glosses with what you know. Unless it's a pity, for she isn't the lollipops she easily might be, if she had for a sample Virginia's air of achievement. Catastrophe and Anabasis. That might keep her from throwing Delph. Footnote, if I'd more in the cups that peeves thee, you could cracksmith your rose Turins. As I was saying while retorting thanks, you make me a reborn of the cards. The rotary rope processes and its re-establishment of reciprocities. We awful boys, ambos. Footnote, all sings and all howls. For I flicked up all the crumbs as they crumbled from your table, singing glory allol lasum. Cog it out, here goes a sum. So Redrian must book, he tells, the prophet's monks to bilks the best. And that salubrated sickener jower of yours have tea spilled all my hazy dincy. Forge away, sunny sim, sheep shop bleating gold. It is the least of things, eye and sty, imagine it, my deep darty dullard. It is ours giving, not more. I'm only out for cellar-bridging over the guilt of your gap in the his attendance. You are 100,000 times welcome, old wort sampler. Hell bite, you're just about as culpable as my Woolfell merger would be. Cum si comita, constituti titulatu, conqueri conc, thigh tickly, thigh lig, gerelag, titteratitot, leginity, lugina law, two in a tie, three on a thricky till, Ohio miss. The twofold truth and the conjunctive appetites of oppositional orexis. In effect, I could engage in an argument over you till you were republicly royal too, bawling, Prussic blue, in the shirt after. Footnote, from these shellings a blue dye sacrifice. Triophanti de bestia. And if you're not your bloat's kipper may, I never curse again on that pint I took of Jameson's. Old Keen, now your rod, who can sink her, old Jubilee Keen. Biddy's hair, mine lubber. Where is that Quinn, but he knows it, not but what you are, that my popular end, Thesis, were born with a solver arm up your sleep. Trishagion. Thou in shanty, scanty, thou in slanty, scanty, shanty. Bide in your hush do, the Lord is not allowed. You to shout, I plant my penstock in your postern china pot, Ave, and let it be to all remembrance, Vala overcation of maiding waters. Footnote, not guilty, but your manager was, he, ho, ho, ho. For all lang salvi stain, I defend you to champ my scullion's praises. To book alone belongs the lobe, for master's mead. Footnote, Giglam soapy geyser, the smell and gory gusty. We'll mark tomorrow when we are making pilgrimage to Wabbawagan, Yan with scarf. Staff, scarf, and blessed wallet in our aureoles round our neck and crops. Whereas and when heavy skiers guardy, parent who offers sweetmeats with gift. Abnegation is adaptation, uns is noblet surprise. With his laudable purpose in loud ability, let us be singulfed. Betwixt me and thee, Hong Kong, item, mispar ends. Enter the cop, and how secures governant, urbis terrorum. But while the dial they are dawdling over the mugs and the grubs, oiki impostolupulus. Footnote, the divvy wants that babbling brook, dear Auntie Emma Eights. Steady, 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 sturdy are I miss. Many and many and many and many madacubarbis. Footnote, strike the day off, the nightcap's on nigh. Gony, gony, gone. We've had our day at Trivan Quad, and writ our bit as intermediates, art, literature, politics, economy, chemistry, humanity, etc. Duty the daughter of discipline, the great fire at the South City markets, belief in giants and the banshee, a place for everything and everything in its place. Is the pen mightier than the sword? A successful career in the civil service? Footnote. R.C. disengaged good character would help no salary. The voice of nature in the forest. Footnote. Where Lily is a lady found the nettle rash. Your favourite hero or heroine on the benefits of recreation. Footnote. Booba bippi bambuli, I can do as I like with what's me own. Nyam nyam. If standing stones could speak devotion of the feast of the indulgence of Portincula, the Dublin Metropolitan Police Sports at Ball's Bridge, describe in homely Anglian monosyllables the wreck of the Hesperus. Footnote, able seaman's caution. What moles, if any, can be drawn from Diamud and Grania? Footnote, rarely equal and distinct in all things. Cato, Nero, Saul, Aristotle, Julius Caesar, Pericles, Ovid, Adam, Eve, Domitian, Oedipus, Socrates, Ajax, Homer, Marcus Aurelius, Alcibiades, Noah, Plato, Horace, Isaac, Tiresias, Marius, Diogenes, Procne, Philomela, Abraham, Nestor, Cincinnatus, Leonidas, Jacob, Theocritus, Joseph, Fabius, Samson, Cain, Aesop, Prometheus, Lot, Pompeius, Magnus, Miltiades, Straticos, Solon, Castor, Pollux, Dionysius, Sappho, Moses, Job, Catalina, Cadmus, Ezekiel, Solomon, Themistocles, Vitellius, Darius, Lucretius, Xenophon. Do you approve of our existing parliamentary system, the uses and abuses of insects, a visit to Guinness Brewery, clubs, advantages of the penny post? When is a pun not a pun? Is the co-education of animus and anima wholly desirable? Footnote. Jests in the beanstalk with a little rude hiding rod. What happened at Clontarf since our brother Jonathan signed the pledge or the meditation of the two young spinsters? Footnote, very, like the whale prophet in a spookery. Why, we all love our little Lord Mayor Henglis. Circus entertainment on thrift. Footnote, what sins is pim money, sans Paris? The Kettle Griffith Moynihan scheme for a new electricity supply, travelling in the olden times. Footnote. I've lost the place. Where was I? American lake poetry, the strangest dream that ever half dreamt. Footnote. Very like the whale prophet in the spookery. Footnote. Something happened that time I was asleep. Torn letters, or was there snow? Circumspection. Our allies the hills are Parnellites, just towards Henry Tudor. Tell a friend in a chatty letter The Fable of the Grasshopper and the Ant. Footnote, bitch for his pain, Nick in his past. Santa Claus, the shame of slumdom, the Roman pontiffs and the Orthodox churches. Footnote, he has toglieriously in brodo all over his agrammatical parts of face, and as for that hippo foxfizz, unlucky number late for the christening. The Thirsty Hour Week compared the fistic styles of Jimmy Wilde and Jake Sharkey. How to understand the deaf. Should ladies learn music or mathematics? Glory be to St. Patrick. What is to be found in a dust heap? The value of circumstantial evidence should spelling. Outcast in India, collective pewter oi. Footnote, monsieur, oui monsieur, oi monsieur, nenny no monsieur. Proper and regular diet necessity for. Footnote, ere we hit the hay, brothers, let's have that response to prayer. If you do it now, delays are dangerous. Fight of it, gobble and tease set, seize enough, mock soonly will be, in a split second per the chancellery of his exchequer. Pantocracy by mutualism, interchangeability, naturality, superfetation, stab, immobilism, periodicity, consummation, interpenetrativeness, predicament, balance of the factual by the theorche, boax, and coax, amalgamated. Mac Mao, look your beef's taste fizzing over. Un, deux, trois, quatre, couche. Footnote. Kish is for antichaist, and free of my hand to him. She shocked oct need gig. 229 footnote. And gags for school, and cross buttons, and whoops he'll enjoy himself over drawings on the line. Their feed begins. Night letter, cacao poetic, lipodinize of the ungumptuous, with our best yowl dade. Greetings to Pep and Memmy and the old folkers below and beyond, wishing them all very merry incarnations in this land of the livy and plenty of prosperousness through their coming new yonks. From Jake, Jack and little Susie, the babes that mean to.